So we know that the 2020 MLB All-Star Game has been canceled officially. The 2020 MLB All-Star Game was supposed to be in Los Angeles. Home of the Dodgers was where it was supposed to be. But because of what's going on in the world, the MLB All-Star Game has been canceled. But I do want to talk about the MLB All-Star Game in this video, and I'm going to be talking about which prospects could have been in the 2020 Futures Game, which is pretty much where a ton of prospects come together, and it's a pretty much game where top prospects come together and play. So if you like this kind of content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you will get notified whenever I upload a video. I'm thinking about doing a similar video to this, kind of where I predict like who could have been on the roster for the All-Star Game. We'll do that when we get more into the MLB season, though. Make sure to check out the other channels linked in the description below. Subscribe to those. And let's go ahead and get into this video. We'll start off with the pitchers and the starting pitchers. Now, I did use some starting pitchers for relief pitchers. But I thought those players could have been decent in a relief pitching role. So we'll start off with Simeon Woods Richardson, a starting pitcher for the Blue Jays. He was formerly with the Mets. He's low in farm system. He's low in their farm system. He's currently the number 3 prospect for the Blue Jays. Nate Pearson's obviously their best pitcher right now, who is going to be our next player. But let's go ahead and talk about Simeon Woods Richardson for right now. He got a promotion with his move to the Blue Jays and was decent in 2019, but he's going to be a really good pitcher. He can throw it hard, and he's going to be a good pitcher. I think he's kind of a Sandy Alcantara type of player. Next is Nate Pearson, another starting pitcher from the Blue Jays organization. Nate Pearson's a top prospect in baseball, top 10. He will be up in 2020. Now, when you look at the 2020 Futures Game, if there was 162 games, maybe he wouldn't have been up yet. Maybe they do a similar thing like they did with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but you don't know. He could have been in it. But I was looking at the players, and I was thinking, you want AA, AAA level players. There's a couple that may be a little lower, but those are mostly it. Next is Casey Mize from the Tigers organization. And Casey Mize is really good. And we will get to the rotation when we get to the end. Next is Ian Anderson, starting pitcher, Braves. He's top prospect. The Braves have a loaded farm system. There's going to be a lot of other Braves players on here. And our last starting pitcher, as far as that's going to be in our starting rotation, we're going to have a lot of other relief pitchers that are starting pitchers, is going to be Spencer Howard, a starting pitcher from the Phillies organization. So if you're looking at the rotation, you're probably going to have Nate Pearson at being your ace. Number 2 is probably going to be Casey Mize. Number 3, Spencer Howard. Number 4, Ian Anderson. And number 5, Simeon Woods Richardson. Nate Pearson's number 1 because he is closer. He's the closest to Major League ready, and he's probably the best player out of them. Casey Mize is the second best player. He's probably got a year till he's ready. I don't see the Tigers bringing him up in 2020. And third, Spencer Howard. He's at the AA level, pretty much the same level as Casey Mize. Ian Anderson, he's in AAA. But my big thing with Ian Anderson is he's going to be in a different spot than some of these other players. The Blue Jays, they're going to have a different rotation than the Braves. The Braves' rotation is really good. The Blue Jays, on the other hand, can use some help. With the Tigers, they're going to be terrible. And with the Phillies, they don't really have the greatest starting pitching either. So it's a different situation for Ian Anderson. Simeon Woods Richardson is the youngest player, so that's why he comes in number 5 in the pitching rotation. So relief pitchers. We start off with DL Hall, a left-handed pitcher from the Orioles organization. He finished 2019 in Single-A Advanced Frederick Keys. Next player is Hunter Greene, relief pitcher, Cincinnati Reds organization. I could have put Nick Lodolo on here. I didn't. Nick Lodolo, maybe I should have put him on here. Too bad. Next is Ben Bowden, a relief pitcher, left-handed pitcher, Rockies. He's really good. He's the number 10 prospect for the Rockies. Next is Dustin May, a relief pitcher, Dodgers. He did spend a little bit of time relief pitching. I think he could be a really good relief pitcher, and in a stacked Dodgers organization, that's probably where he's going to be. Next is Brusdar Graterol, a relief pitcher, Dodgers organization once again. Next one is going to be Michael Baez, a right-handed pitcher, Padres organization. Now, I didn't choose Mackenzie Gore because I thought he would be up in 2020. Same with Luis Pantino. Next is Zach Thompson, a left-handed pitcher, Cardinals organization. Next is Brendan Mckay, left-handed pitcher, Rays organization. I don't know why I typed Orioles in on my notes. Next is Matt Manning, a right-handed pitcher, Tigers organization. Next is Brett Honeywell, a right-handed pitcher, Rays organization. He's another one that I could have put in the starting pitcher role, but I didn't. And next one is Clark Schmidt, a right-handed pitcher, Yankees organization. We move on to the catchers, where we're going to go with 3 catchers, starting off with William Contreras, the younger brother of Wilson Contreras for the Cubs, Braves organization. Next one is Adley Rutschman from the Orioles organization. And the last one is Sam Huff of the Rangers. Sam Huff would probably be the DH or the first baseman. I don't see him playing a lot of catcher if this roster happened. William Contreras is probably going to be your backup catcher. Adley Rutschman is probably going to be your starting catcher, considering he is a top 5 prospect in the minor leagues. And William Contreras is really good, but he's either going to play DH or he's going to be a backup catcher. I see him more as a backup catcher if this roster does happen. Oh, if you didn't recognize yet, I kind of did fit this into where it's kind of a roster prediction video too. For the infielders, you've got first one, Andrew Vaughn, a first baseman, White Sox organization. He's the only first baseman on here, but I think the reason I only put one first baseman on here is because I anticipated that Sam Huff would play some first base as well. Next one is Nick Madrigal, second baseman, White Sox organization. Next one is Jonathan India, a third baseman from the Reds organization. Next one is Wander Franco, shortstop Rays. He's obviously going to be the starting shortstop. He's the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, minor league baseball. Next is Vidal Brujan, a second baseman / shortstop, Rays organization once again. And the final infielder I went with was a little bit of a younger infielder, probably the youngest one on this list, and the one that'll be in the major leagues. Probably 2023. Ronnie Mauricio, shortstop of the Mets. So if we were looking at this, the 4 that I would put out there in the infield would be Andrew Vaughn, Vidal Brujan we're going to go Nick Madrigal, Wander Franco, and Jonathan India. Vidal Brujan and Ronnie Mauricio off your bench. That's really, really good. For your outfielders, you've got Christian Pache, a center fielder from the Braves. Next is Drew Waters, a right fielder from the Braves once again. Joe Adele, outfielder, Angels. And the next one's going to be the youngest player and the one that'll be up 2024. Jason Dominguez, outfielder, Yankees organization. So if you were looking at putting together a starting lineup, here's what I would go with. The 3 starting outfielders I would go with would be Christian Pache, Drew Waters, and Joe Adele. Jason Dominguez would sit the bench, but you can expect him to be in more Futures games, so that's not a problem. You would have Andrew Vaughn, Nick Madrigal, Jonathan India, and Wander Franco in the infield. Vidal Brujan and Ronnie Mauricio will sit on the bench, but you could still expect them to get some time. It's kind of like the All-Star game where they switch players in and out. Next is catchers is going to be William Contreras. I think he's probably going to play DH. Adley Rutschman, catcher. He's going to be the starting catcher. Sam Huff's probably going to be what I would say as your first baseman / DH, kind of that type of player. Then for the relief pitching, I would say your probably closer that you're going to look at is probably Brusdar Graterol from the Dodgers organization. 8th inning man, I would go with Dustin May. 7th inning man, I think you would go with Ben Bowden or Hunter Greene. 6th inning man / kind of long inning relief pitchers would be Brett Honeywell and Brendan Mckay, both from the Rays organization. And I think I mean, this would be a really good team, obviously. And your starting pitching's really good, too. So that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. But one quick thing before I end this video. I saw an article on MLB.com, and it was like a 2020 Futures Game wish list. And I want to mention it kind of briefly in this video. So, American League East, their wish list, Blue Jays, Jordan Groshans. I found better shortstop, so no. Adley Rutschman went with him. Xavier Edwards. I didn't go with him. I went with some other ones. Same position, though. Red Sox, Cedar Downs. That's one I could have went with instead of Ronnie Mauricio. Luis Gill for the Yankees. For the American League Central, I didn't go with anyone for the Indians, but they went with Tyler Freeman if they had to pick one. Bobby Witt. Ooh, maybe I should have picked him next year. Next is Riley Greene. Next is Trevor Larnish. Andrew Vaughn, who I put in. Jeremy Pena. Astros. Angels, Brandon Marsh. I went with Joe Adell, but both are good. Nick Allen. Jared Kelenic. Yeah. Rangers, Josh Jung. I went with Sam Huff. I think he's a better choice. That's just my opinion, though. National League East, they went with Drew Waters. Yeah, I went with him. JJ Belita. I would have went with Sixto Sanchez. If anybody, Ronnie Mauricio, yes. Luis Garcia, no. I didn't pick anyone for the Nationals. Philly, Spencer Howard. Makes sense. Brewers, I didn't pick anybody from them. They have a terrible farm system. They went with Mario Valencia. Cardinals, Nolan Gorman. Could have went with him. Thought I had a decent third baseman, though. Cubs, Braylon Marquez. Yes, Nico Horner also. Pirates, O'Neal Cruz. Yeah, that's one I probably should have gone with. Reds, Nick Lodolo. Makes sense. National League West, Christian Robinson. Dang. When I was doing the research, I was thinking, man, the Diamondbacks are going to have some good outfielders that I could put in. But just thought otherwise. Dodgers, Keibert Urias. Yeah, he was in the 2018 Futures Game. Giants, Marcell Ozuna. I'd go with Joey Barter, Seth Corey. Padres, CJ Imres. Shortstop, I would go with Mackenzie Gore. And the last one, Rockies, Ryan Rolson. Saw Ryan Rolson play with the Taurus. He was really good. So that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications as well so you will get notified whenever I upload a video. No video yesterday. Just kind of had a busy day. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Make sure to leave a like. Check out my other channels. Link in the description below. Yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow for another video.